want to touch on a subject today which is a massive one really, and it's cravings. Because when people go on a diet, the first thought really is, I'm going to quit this, I'm going to quit that, I'm going to give this up, bread, I'm never going to touch bread again, or this is the last chocolate bar I'm ever going to eat. Really? You're like 40-year-old. If you've got another 40 years left in you, that's the last chocolate bar you're ever going to really eat? Yep, I'm going on a diet, that's it. I'm going to, new me, total change. I'm going to eat spinach all day, every day. I'm going to have a chicken breast and maybe some pasta, and that's about it. And I'm like, right, okay, because the reality is that ain't going to happen. The reality is that in a couple of days' time, you're going to suffer cravings, and you're going to want that chocolate bar, and that chocolate bar is going to be speaking to you. It's actually going to form its mouth and go, hey, how you doing? Why don't you come and eat me? I'm super, super tasty. I feel good. Remember how that feeling felt when you put that bar into your mouth and crunch down, and the smooth texture, and and it's true. These thoughts run around in your head, and you're not the only one. If that's the way you think, there's hundreds of thousands, millions of people out there just like you, thinking the same things. And we get a lot of people in Forever Strong who are like that. And we've adopted a very, very simple but effective system to overcome that craving. And essentially what we do is we bring logic into it. We try and delay the process, because logic can win over emotion. Emotion is a very powerful thing, and it's often a craving comes from an emotional response. And if you let emotion take over, it can run away with itself very, very quickly. So, that's a topic for a completely different discussion. So what we do to cut that short really is we delay. We put in some delay tactics, and we ask people to question themselves. And we have a series of very, very simple questions. And the intent is that at some point during those series of questions, we've either delayed you long enough, or the question has made you realize that you don't actually want said item, say chocolate bar. And even if you do, we can try and stop you in the act of the moment. So, first question then really is, do I really want the chocolate bar? And usually what happens during this point is the individual says yes. Do I want that chocolate bar? Yes. So we put in a counter question. Are you sure? So it's like, do I want that chocolate bar? Yes. Are you sure? So I'm questioning myself. Yeah, I still want it. I still want that chocolate bar. And then question number 3 comes along and goes, okay, I want that chocolate bar. How am I going to feel in 30 seconds after eating that chocolate bar? How's that going to make me feel? And I want the individual to use past experience during that. So when you've done it before, how's that made you feel? So it generally goes along the lines of, do I want that chocolate bar? Yes. Yes, I do. Are you sure? Yep, I want that chocolate bar. And then it goes along and then basically say, how are you going to feel 30 seconds after eating it? Ooh, well actually, I'm going to feel pretty crappy about myself, because I've been working really hard recently and I've got some great results, and that chocolate bar, although at the moment it's going to, as soon as I put it in my mouth, it's going to feel great, but 30 seconds later I'm probably going to feel a bit guilty. Okay, so do we still want it? Maybe not. Maybe not then. Yeah, it's been a couple of minutes since I started to crave that chocolate bar, and you've kind of given me some reason to say no. what I'm going to go and do is I'm going to have that apple over there instead. And it could end there, you know, and you go off and you have the apple. But there's every chance that you overcome that obstacle and you say, do you know what? I don't care. I remember how it did last time, but that was a while ago, and I'm no longer going to feel that way. I'm going to feel fine. And I think, right, okay. So question number 4 is, how are you going to feel? How are you going to feel 5 minutes after when you're writing it down? Are you going to write that chocolate bar into your MyFitnessPal or into your tracker or into your diary? And what good is it going to do you? And at this point, you kind of, well, actually, if I was going to write it down, I probably wouldn't actually. I probably won't write it down because I wouldn't feel very good about myself, and I probably wouldn't tell people that I'd had a chocolate bar today, and it's not going to help me at all. And so hopefully by this point, the reasoning has come in. And it stopped the individual, i.e. you or whoever, from having that chocolate bar. But if this all fails, you know, if this all fails and we say, do you know what, I really still want that chocolate bar, then maybe it's meant to be. Maybe that chocolate bar is meant to be devoured and you're meant to have it and enjoy it. Because at that point, what I want people to do is I want people to enjoy it. Because you've told yourself that you wanted it. You've confirmed to yourself that you wanted it. You've overcome that obstacle of guilt, that initial reaction at 30 seconds later where you generally say, oh, sod it, I've had a bite now, I've ruined everything, I might as well eat the whole bar, plus the other one in the fridge and the one after that. And you've even told yourself that you're quite happy to write it down and tell other people that you've had it. Sort of, you know, a couple of simple, quick stops and 2 major barriers that you've overcome there. So you must really want this chocolate bar. Either that or you're lying to yourself. But it doesn't end there. Because we have a 5th option. And the 5th option relies on you actually starting to consume that chocolate bar. So you take the chocolate bar, it's cold touch, you just got it out the fridge, and it feels good. You know, maybe it's got some ridges on it, and you tear open, you go to the end and you tear open that chocolate bar, you wrap it round, so you've just got it in your hand, you're ready to bite, you're looking at it, you're going, I'm going to enjoy you. I'm going to enjoy you. And you put your teeth onto it, you crunch into it. It feels great for about 1.5 seconds. And how do you feel then? Was the feeling leading up to it as good as that moment? Was that moment exactly how you pictured it in your mind of how it was going to feel? Because if it wasn't, spit the damn thing out and put it in the waste bin. That's right, you heard it. Spit the thing out and put it in the waste bin. Because it wasn't as good as what you thought it was going to be. Therefore, it's not going to be as good as you imagined. And you are going to feel guilty 30 seconds later, and you wouldn't write it into your tracker 5 minutes later and tell anybody about it. Because it didn't satisfy what you wanted. You see, the power of anticipation is often much greater than the realization of the act. Other examples of this are maybe a holiday. Yeah, you book a holiday 6 months in advance and you enjoy the process of looking through all the brochures or online of where you're going to go, what hotel you're going to stay in, what food you're going to eat. You go shopping for all the clothes and everything. You buy the new suitcase, you get the kids their outfits, you get all the stuff. And yes, you're at work I'm going on holiday next week, you're telling everybody. You know, and that whole process and build-up is enjoyable. And then you go on the holiday to find that your 5-star hotel is actually a 3-star. The food's crap, you've got to walk everywhere, you've got sore feet, the sun's too hot, the drinks are rubbish because they're cheap, and you've lost your passport, and you've had a 5-hour delay on the plane. And then the taxi's double charged you on the way home. You know, and the holiday was nowhere near as good as the anticipation and the process of building up to the holiday. It's the same with Christmas. The build up to Christmas is often much better than the actual day of Christmas, which a lot of people find boring. They eat too much, they drink too much, and the day isn't as enjoyable as they wanted it to be or imagined it to be. So that 5th tactic is very, very powerful and very, very important. Remember, open the wrapper. Enjoy the process and the moment, because it's part of building it all up. Bite into it. Take that second or two to savor that moment. And then ask yourself, is it as good as what you thought it was going to be? Because chances are the answer is no. And if it's no, get the damn thing out your mouth, get it in the bin. And if the answer is yes, it was as good as I thought it was going to be, it's amazing, it's better than sex, and it feels fucking great, then eat the thing. Eat the damn thing, enjoy it, and move on. Just get straight back onto what you were doing before. So if you were eating healthily before, continue to eat healthy afterwards. Don't then go into the guilt process and the guilt cycle of going, oh, I've ruined everything. The whole world's going to come to an end. Everything's gone wrong. I might as well devour the whole fridge now, and I'll start again another day because I've failed and I'm a failure and I can't do anything right and I'm sick to death of this. Why can't I just do it? Which is a topic I'll get onto another time. But I want you to take away these 5 important questions, these 5 important hurdles to try and get you over your cravings. Don't expect to do this and it works miraculously every time. Don't expect to do this and it works initially straight away. It's like anything else. It's a skill. So take this skill, accept the fact that you're going to be pretty dog poor to begin with. Yeah, accept the fact that it might not go to plan straight away, and build on it and work on it. And if it just saves you once a week, then it's saving you. If it works every time, then great, miraculous, I'm the Messiah, you can pay me and thank me later. Even if it just saves you a couple of times a month from doing something you would normally do and then start to hate yourself and it puts you in that cycle of self-loathing, then we've achieved something pretty special. And it's not difficult to do, and it's not time consuming. Take control back of your own thoughts and you will start to win. Okay? Cheers now. Thanks for watching or listening, if you're listening to this on the podcast. You can find us on Facebook page, Forever Strong. You can find us on Instagram, be_forever_strong. You can check us out on our other YouTube videos, or you can even go to our podcast, The Forever Strong Way. Cheers now. Bye-bye.